Hey you guys, hope you're doing alright. I am Sassafras, and today I'm gonna be playing Planet Zoo. It was recommended to me by a couple of different friends, and it came on sale this weekend, or last weekend, I don't know, my weeks have blurred together. But it went on sale, so I purchased it, and I want to play it on stream. I haven't played it at all. So it's really exciting. We're gonna experience this together. Cause why the heck not? Hope everyone's had a good couple of weeks. I know I've been a bit more absent than normal. I've had non-stop couple of weeks. And I'm very glad to be back. Streaming. I have a new mic. Hopefully it sounds okay. I see it. I keep redlining or whatever the heck it's called. So I'm gonna bring down that gain a little bit. Hopefully I won't redline anymore. Or whatever that's called. Redline. Red sailing. Something. I don't know. Alright, so let's just jump right into this. So, like I said, I have no idea what is this. I mean, I know what the game is about. Oh, I guess I should probably turn my sound settings so that I can hear things in my headset. That'd be nice. Okay, it's taking a minute. That was cute. Sorry, work related. Turn this crap on silent. Don't need no more interruptions. This is important times. It's important times. Alright, welcome to Planet Zoo. Thank you for joining us. You're just a few small steps away from experiencing the world of Planet Zoo. First, we'll create an avatar of yourself to represent your amazing creations among the Planet Zoo community. Okay. We can't just use my little picture up there? Oh. Is that what they think I look like? Excuse you. I don't want that. I need hair though. I need to give myself some hair. Okay, that's more my hair. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Oh, do I really have facial hairs? Although my hair is very... Oh, I don't get to choose one hair color. I mean, I can't. I know that profile pic is from like... I was in college, I think. I'm pretty sure it's changed now on Steam, but... whatever. I wish I could look less dirt, but okay. Oh, okay. Why do I have to have a flip? Okay, I guess I don't have much choice there. Okay. Make it pink. It's kind of cute. Ooh, that's bright. Ooh, yeah. I should not be a fashion person. It's terrible. I'm gonna give myself some darker jeans because that feels a little bit more professional. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I run a dang zoo. You know, you gotta look. You gotta look the part. I can't wear hats. I'll make myself slim. No. Large is fine. Ugh. This is terrible. This is really, really terrible. Alright, we're just gonna accept that. You know what? It's okay. Place my avatar. God, this is a lot of setup. We'll put me right over there. Right in Alabama, yes. Alabama represent! Okay, so I guess we're gonna do some, I really like this music. Alright, so this is the tutorial. It's the Goodwin House, renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s. Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues with the work hasn't quite been completed. This is where I come in. I don't know, when are you gonna help me play League, Zachary? Oh, we can do it before you start your new job and before you get shipped off. I hope this isn't copyright and I'm gonna get a copy strike for this, because that would suck. That'd suck a lot. But this music is just too... Plan for juvenile animals as they mature into adults. They may need a new habitat, move to another zoo, or be released into the wild. Yeah, this is game music. This is not my music. Oh, that's terrible. Why they look like they're all like in a chain? This looks like the opening for
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I
no.
have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home.
It's laggy for me too.
This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you into the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire. Right, even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Blah, blah. I'm also transcoding and streaming at the moment. Okay. To answer Julie's question, I think that I paid $13 for it, but it was on sale as part
Hello there.
of the...
From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Can we wait first? Okay, good. To answer her question, I think it was 15, but it was on sales. I think it was like regular $25. I think my GPU is doing decent. I'm like my CPU is sitting at 12. I think I wonder if I can add a statistic down here for that. Can I? Hello? I cannot. That makes me sad. I don't remember what GPU I have. It's sitting over there. I don't know. I don't remember these things. I can barely remember my social security number, much less my video card. But I think it is a 2nd gen Ryzen because I bought it last year. I feel like it was the 2700X. I think you are correct. He's just being him. That's all it is. Alright, so I'm still getting like 20 frames a second, but it seems like it's...
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? But then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Me too, grizzly bear, me too. Alright, so...
Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel.
You talk a lot, Nancy. We're gonna have to work on this. Alright, so let's look at the graphics. Oh, I have the RTX 2060. There you go. There you go. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2060. Oh, wait, we're talking about my dang CPU. Yeah, no, it's 2nd gen Ryzen. But there's my GPU. I ain't gonna make the resolution any bigger, because... Let's just bring this down to medium. Maybe that'll help us with some lagging. Apply. Confirm. Okay, well, it brought me up to 25 frames per second. Good enough, unless I start seeing... I mean, it's not like this is an action game. Alright, so let's click on the bear.
This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Why is it so stinking cute? Oh, did I have to WASD it?
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
It's so cute.
Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
I don't want to. Can I change this to Fahrenheit? Logan doesn't do conversions. How do I change this? Can I go to settings and then interface? Oh, good. Okay, now. Feet. We do feet. We do Fahrenheit and we do pounds. Because otherwise I am very lost. Okay, resume. Okay. So wait, so how do I... That's finance. How do I get back to... How do I get back to the thing? Hello? Hello? Heat maps. Okay, so anyway, this is Mika. Okay, I can go back in there. Nature, no. Habitat, no. Zoo overview? Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Oh, there we go, okay. And then I can WASD it over there, okay. Oh. It's not very fast with the WASD. What is this? Why will you not go any faster? This is weird. Maybe if I did that? Oh, maybe it's a free look thing. Not a free book. Why are you not letting me zoom in anymore? Hello? Okay, so tap it up. Oh, okay.
Panthera leo leo. All the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride, although prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
I need to learn how to operate the controls first. Why are you not showing me how to operate the controls? Huh? Why are you not showing me how to do this? I feel like this is important. This is important. Alright. Well, okay, so before we go to path controls, let's just... Okay, pan camera, zoom camera, so there's zoom. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so the rotate camera's not working for me. But this is like my freeform, okay. Alright, so I can handle that. Alright, so... Path controls, where she wanted me to go. Alright. I have people that are visiting here. What? What, are these actual people? That's so cool. Alright, she wanted me to go to this one. WASD it. Alright. No, we were in settings. Like, that wasn't in settings. Okay, so we're here.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
So we need some warthogs. Okay, do we have money for this? Oh, we got plenty of money. We're doing good on money, alright. So adopt. Okay.
There we are, a pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Oh, animal storage. Okay.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Okay, they are moving to their new home now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, custom seizure. Oh, wait, oh no. Okay. I thought that meant that they were being seized from me. I was very sad for my warthogs.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Yeah, let's do it. Hello? Oh, no, Everett.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat, but I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health. Right, let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
Zoopedia. Okay. So we need to go back over here. Need to add a feeding station for my warthogs. Alright.
Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
A water bowl. Aye, then. Habitat, I'm assuming. Alright, so we have a food trough and a water bowl. Let's put it so people can see them. In the water bowl.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Okay. Ooh, we could add a mud bath. I want a mud bath. Oh, we're gonna put this kind of where people can see it. I feel like that's gonna be important.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see.
I got a knack for it.
Our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a fair old state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
The hippos. I got hippos. Alright.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner.
Okay. We are paused.
That's more like it. A quick break.
Nancy's not quick on the draw, is she?
Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Okay. Rude. Okay. So barriers. A little habitat gate there.
Right! Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier. Good work! Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier.
Or we will have a runaway zoo
situation. You've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay, highlight.
There we go. Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Yes, ma'am. God. Alright.
Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh?
How is Nancy not paused? Riddle me that, Nancy.
By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
Why is this one more expensive? Oh, it's a gold. Okay. We adopted. Three females, 1 male.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
The slow feeder there.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they
Bronze
can really stretch
objectives.
their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
That's actually kind of funny. That's kind of funny. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did you do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals. You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Oh, Z.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness.
Facility buildings.
Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we? Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food. And thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away. Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier. Oh, and make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Guess we can only play 6.5 feet. Gotta make sure it's big for these tigers, these big kitties. Alright. Okay, we're gonna make this a barrier with the glass. Just make the entire front of the barrier with glass. Do this one too. Or make sure we put the donation, but oh, I can't do that yet. Is that correct? Did I do it right? Where's Nancy? Nancy! Nancy, where are you? Nancy! Nancy? No, I need the objectives. Okay, I gotta add a habitat gate. Facilities? No. Where's my gate? Oh, gates. Ooh.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Okay.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool.
They are all kind of...
Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
What is that in feet? Hey Siri, what is 3.7 meters in feet?
3.7 meters is 12.14 feet.
Okay.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
If Tiger King has taught me anything, I know that she is correct.
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Let's get some tigers, guys. Let's get some tigers. Oh my god, they're expensive. I mean, compared to ostriches and dang old warthogs. Right, maybe these custom seizures are from the Joe Exotic.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Alright, so food and water.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
Okay, terrain, water.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
Everybody likes giveaways, Zach. I got pumpkin.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
I don't really have a choice there, Nancy.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
Okay. Zahan, and then terrain. I feel like the long grass. Okay, that's okay.
Rightio. Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
Dang, Zach, I could have been advertising that on my on my stream.
Open the terrain editing
I think you're
tool,
a mod, so you can maybe edit my stream
soil.
details? I don't know.
Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
Alright, so do they want some heavy soil or some light soil? My little path. They like long grass. Wait, they need less grass. Oh my god, I'm making the habitat worse.
Right then, all animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat.
Need to edit that.
To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Oh, I'm already there. I'm there! Nancy! Nancy, honey.
Now,
honey, we gotta work on
as
your
you can see, some of the plants
responsiveness.
currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want. You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Okay. Plants from the Asia. What was it? Asia, temperate grassland, and tropical. Temperate grassland, tropical. It's along the riverbank. What's it gonna do that? Can I move you? How happy? How happy are you? Tigers? Tigers? He kinda fat. Okay. Oh, this little... Hey, like in your environment now. Alright, I'll put more in. More picky. Some little banana palms in.
They say the good senses make good neighbors.
Something
I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But for heaven's sake,
so
don't test that theory.
Alright.
Right. Let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare. Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Animal trading. Wait, what?
Expand their social welfare, and we can get a bit more detail.
Right? That would be awesome. Just like take down all the barriers.
They've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
They want more.
Right, as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Maybe you have to keep re-clicking this over and over and over again.
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be
Good
delivered
work on
soon.
those peafowls.
But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her. Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right.
Is that one of Joe Exotic's workers?
You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
I understand that though, 100%.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather, you should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat. As you can see, we already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
They got some of that fancy power going on. Okay.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them. It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Now.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into Zoo Management and then into the Animals section.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere fun, guys.
As you can see, this list shows you the animal's overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Yes, ma'am. Alright, so let's start with some turtles. Let's... Turtle. Okay. First, let's do some enrichment. Let's do some toy enrichment. Let's see. Speedy is a giant tortoise. Alright. So let's look at some shelters for this tortoise. How about now, Speedy? And then we need some food enrichment. Don't really know how to fix that one, I suppose. Or maybe it just means... maybe we put like another, like a little small one over here. Yeah, you need to come over here, sir. Sir, we have a turtle emergency. What's wrong with you, Sabidi? Alright. Oh, okay, so what kind of terrain do you like? Okay, you want some more soil. Alright, I can do that. I can do that. Let's add some... There's some grass, like all through here. This is kind of fun. This is a cute game so far. I like this. Alright, what do you guys think about the game so far? I wonder if there's, I mean, like, obviously, like, you can't tell, like, exactly how much grass or something they're gonna want, but I wonder, like, how good this is. I mean, I didn't, like, you know, I like builder games. I do. But this one was just highly recommended to me, so I was like, well, okay, fine. You know, I'm gonna give it a go. Except for The Sims, Cameron. I know you at least play that. Alright, so we're gonna... Oh, this is a huge habitat. So I'm gonna get a couple of percentage points above where I'm supposed to be on this, so that we can put in some short grass. And then we can fill in some short grass. Okay, and then let's put in some soil. Oh, needs less soil. Okay. Okay, so we're happy terrain-wise. Okay. Need some plants. So we need African grassland. So let's get continent Africa. Let's get them some and then replace them with some just kind of like a little bit everywhere. Okay, so how y'all liking that? Is that good? Is that good? Is that good? Plant type is severely inappropriate. Severely inappropriate. Let's get some smaller plants too. And then let's see, do we have any like ooh, you just got 18 points because you like bet it all last time. Okay, so how are we doing? Oh god, I can't even find them. Okay. There's a zebra. So I don't like those trees. Oh, I still have one more of the. Oh, I have 2 more of those in the habitat. Oh, good. Did not know I could do that. So let's first, before we get into all of that, let's do zebra. Plains zebra.
Not bad. Not bad at all. I think it's fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
Nah, we don't need to save. We need to save. No need to save. And you lost your 18 points. We need to talk about your gambling, sir. Sir. Let's do another tutorial for today, and we may cut it at that point. One 1-800 gambling, I'm sure, is a thing, so. Oh, this is pretty.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
Bernie talks a lot. Bernie talks a whole lot.
What do you think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Why do I need to be in a Shakespeare play? I was always thinking about the orangutans.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Masoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans. The Bornean orangutan is such a marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
Ah. What? It's a butt shot. Here's his butt.
Aren't they just incredible?
He's a butt. We're gonna go find Zaboomafoo, don't worry. Zaboomafoo's gonna be here. He got a big old butt. He got a big old butt. He ain't got a pretty face, though.
When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
How do I change the dang view again? All right. I don't know if we have any Zaboomafoos, Cameron. Oh my god.
Dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel. Good. Now open the Animals tab. And click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos.
Oh! Oh, that was violent.
Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement, sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
I'm there. Nancy.
You can find all of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet.
This reminds me a lot of
Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc.
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo. And then click on the Call Vet button to call the vet over to capture it. Okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
She's so bossy. I mean, I appreciate it, but she's bossy.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one. Good. Now that we've done that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that.
How do we do that?
Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
That was terrible.
Nicely done. And I think it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again. And then open the Animals tab.
And then unbox.
So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again.
Yay! Bare essentials.
Gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
A word? I don't think Bernie ever does a word. So, come on, Bernie.
I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly. And more importantly, without the animal stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it. Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell, so we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
Okay. I'm done. Nancy! I'm gonna delete this and then. Auto stacking. I don't even see that option. There we go.
Right. Splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs.
Lemurs!
Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research. Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research. Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Oh, we do have lemurs! Yay! Zaboomafoo! Oh, we are going to have lemurs.
First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand. Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel.
Ringtail lemur, ringtail lemur.
And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much. Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said. Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
Ring-tailed lemur. Okay.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
I'm done with that. I'm done.
Go on, collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
They're in the zone. Auto zone. I'm gonna move this one. I see that there's another stand over here.
Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space. And you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
Ring-tailed lemur. Alright, have a good one.
Next, click on the Terrain tab.
I clicked it.
Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Hopefully they can't jump out. Because it seems like that would be bad.
Oh,
be
that's
bad
a
news.
Great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it.
Love it.
Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat. Lovely. Now select the Animals tab.
Oh my god, Nancy! Girl, we gotta work on this. We gotta work on this.
There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering.
Alright then.
So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile, After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits will be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Popping on over. Our habitat's really cool.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the Animals tab in the Habitat Information panel, and find him in the Animals list.
Which one? Who are we finding again? Angan. I'm waiting for Nancy before I click this button. Maybe Nancy's not coming. Nancy is leaving me hanging. Click the button.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Thank you, Nancy.
Ah, I see you've been doing some homework. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Bernie, no. Bad Bernie.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
The Gila monster. I'm here. I'm here, Nancy.
Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research centre earlier, then pop it into the gap. Perfect. The next thing to do is adopt an exhibit animal to go in there. How about a Gila monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one. When you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off. We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel. Good. Now click on the Layout tab.
Layout. Yes, 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 yes. I'm there, Nancy. Catch up. Catch up with me, Nancy.
Oh, Well, it looks like we've only got the enrichment level 1 items unlocked at the moment. Never mind, let's turn on at least one of them for the healer monster.
Turn all 3. Because why not?
As I'm sure you know by now, you can unlock more enrichment levels by having one of your vets do some research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit. These are vitally important for keeping our healer monster happy and comfortable. Click on the Climate tab. Here, you can see the healer monster's desired temperature and humidity. You can change both of these by adjusting the dials below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy. That's the ticket! And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab. You can edit and customize any of the windows on an exhibit. A window can be closed and blank, or have a 2-dimensional background, or even a 3-dimensional background on it. Why don't you have a play around with the options?
Oh, that's pretty.
There's also an exhibit education board. Pop them down near your exhibits to teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
That's not exactly centered.
Just like the education boards and speakers we put down for the ring-tailed lemurs, you'll need to link these to the healer monster. Go on.
It's linked.
Lovely stuff. Now our guests can learn all about our venomous friend here. Right, now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species in the zoo. You'll probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them. Go on, off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
I'm excited. Right. It's a cockroach. This is love, okay. Ooh, a frog. Oh, the justice habitat. And then let's put down one of those little bazinga things. Where's it at? Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Gotta make sure the zoo's making some money. Alright. So we know that all three of the... okay, so we do have a little bit of an area. So I guess we can build a little... well, let's fill up all of the exhibits first. And then we can move on to the more exciting areas. Is that the only area that I can just kind of fill on my own? Oh. Oh. I was hoping for more exhibit areas. Okay, so I guess there's more out here. Rawr. That's cute. Alright, let's put down a little... no, I'm sorry, facility. And then... small exhibit. Alright, and these are good for exhibits. Put in here. Found something cool. Some snails. The Gila monster. Goliath frog we already have. Alright, so let's close up his back window. A little 3D facade. And let's get the temperature going down a little bit. Okay. Let's give him some enrichments. Alright. Yay! Actually, I only put this dude on this. Well, let's build a big old habitat right here. So what sort of animal are we gonna put? Hippopotamus! Ooh. Get a male. And a female of one of these. I do want a male and female hippopotamus. So we're gonna build a twofer here. Maybe this is excessive, I don't know. The hippo's over here. I feel like I'm gonna have to raise this up a little bit. Oh, let me raise it. What is this? No. Yeah, oopsie. Hopefully the hippos can be here, maybe? Oh, maybe I should have deleted that path then. Okay, so we just... I'm just gonna go back and take this back a little bit. Barriers. Maybe a gate here. Oh, we already have a hippopotamus? Crap. Do I have a hippo? I didn't think I did. I do. Oh no, can I return them? Excuse me, sir. Sorry. Well, if that's the case, I feel like I made this very, very large. We'll come back to that one. We shall come back. Okay. Or shall we? I don't know. Shan't we? Shan't we or shan't we? So... Okay, so let's look at the other exhibits that we can do. Okay, filter by things that we don't already have. Maybe. Alright, so let's look at the animals that I already have. I already have some mandrels too. Crap, I need to return the other ones. Hopefully their return policy is good. Alright, so let's go back to the zoo. So we have a Gila monster, a Goliath frog, a giant burrowing cockroach. So I think we can get some more species in the exhibits. Well, we need to find them a companion, so... Giant burrowing cockroach. Alright, so those are the only ones... Oh no, okay, so we don't have an iguana. Female and a male. Okay, good. So let's plop down a couple of exhibits, shall we? Let's use this little area over here. That isn't quite... Oh wait, I need to put the little thing down, don't I? Oh, maybe that one's close enough for it. I'm gonna move this because my OCD is gonna get in the way otherwise. Oh wait, I'm having it snap to surface. So that's probably what this is. Okay. Or align to surface. And then we will close the giant burrowing cockroach. Is that the one that's there? No, that's the lesser. Ah, crap! I already have the iguanas too. Y'all, I'm not very good at this. I already have a male, so we can return the female. But she's a catch. Okay, so let's just trash that for now. Facilities. Small animal exhibit. I wish I'd be able to do smaller than here. Snap, y'all. Okay. Oh. Wait, so can I make... Apparently not. I have no idea. They didn't teach me this in my zoo school. All right. Did not teach this in zoo school. So what about the little shells? Can I not do like a little... No, let me do a little shell. What am I doing wrong? Okay, there we go. So we want it to be Africa. Okay, or not. Biome, no. No. Other? Nature? No. Medium? Other building? No. Theme. African. East Asia. I don't know what to do, you guys. Holy crap. really want to place this. But it will not select to me. So I guess now I'm gonna have to do paths. Let's kind of delete this path. Just delete all of this. Forgot I placed that path in the first place. And I don't want to delete, I want to maybe not that, okay. Maybe if I move this first. You know what? Delete. Okay. And then a path. I don't know, why does this look so jank? This is jank. Like, they didn't teach me any of this. I feel so... Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I really have no clue right now. No clue. Yay for research. So if I build a path, maybe all of this, will it? Why is this not helping me? Okay. Let me extend this path. Please. What do I do? I don't know what to do. Okay, so maybe if I do it like this, and then like this, maybe. What? Alright, hold up. There has to be a way to do this. There has to be. Right? Oh, shift. Okay. What am I doing wrong? I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? It says can shift plus up and down. Don't know any more keys to hit. Oh my god, you guys. What am I doing wrong? All I want. Okay. So maybe if I put a path just kind of like out here. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to do a 2. Oh, this is a habitat on each side. Okay. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay. That took way too long to figure out. So if I don't snap the angle. really matter, I suppose. So we're gonna see if we can place that facility here now. It's still obstructed, okay. Well, now that I messed up that. Although, I guess I can now place something like over here. Okay. Okay. Oh, it has no power. So if I move it closer to power, will that work? Okay. Wowzers, that took way too long. I love the fact that it's just floating in the middle of the air. Because, you know, why? Okay, so we should have an exhibit animal that's ready. Oh no, I lost my exhibit. Oh, there it is. Thankfully, I could not find the same thing. Alright, so let's adjust its humidity. Look at that snail. Alright, so now look at these animals. Oh, my battery's dead now. Alright, so ring-tailed lemur, red ruffled lemur, the mandrill. Filter. So several iguanas, Goliath frog, land snail, the burrowing cockroach. We have a Gila monster, but excuse me. So wait, so we have 11 now. So let me just purchase something. Adopt. I'm gonna look. See, it doesn't. I don't understand this. Which I think we already needed this, but it's like I can't. Okay, so we have the Western chimpanzee. Do we have a Western chimpanzee in here? Okay, good. So we can put a chimp. Little chimp habitat. You can put it. Put it right there. Although now it's like I'm smack in the middle of all this. Oh, oops. You know what? we just gonna call it, because this is crazy. No. Thank you guys. I gotta save the dang zoo. Thank you guys so much for watching part 1 of Planet Zoo. That was fun, a little strange, but overall I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna be hopefully playing that a little bit more as we go. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good time watching, and hopefully I will see you next time. Until then, bye.